This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Friday, July 24th, 2020. The title of this rant is, Hey Trump and GOP, stop being nincompoops, pass the HEROES Act. So 10 years ago when the Affordable Care Act, often known as Obamacare, or as I like to lovingly put it as Obamacare, was passed, the Republicans, as usual, screamed bloody murder, death panels, socialized medicine, etc., and they swore that they would have a better plan tomorrow, the next day. Paul Ryan every single week came up with the plan, but never put it on paper. He always referred it to someone else. They've never put down on paper, this is what our response is to the Affordable Care Act. This is how we're going to make it better. Never done anything like that in 10 years, tried to defund it, still trying to get rid of it, etc. And of course, the thing was, hey, what's the best thing for the Republicans to do, especially with Trump in office, is, hey, just take the Affordable Care Act and just call it the Trump Act, repass the whole thing, and then everything is great. Trump gets his replacement, right? Well, the same thing is going on with the HEROES Act right now, because the Republicans are trying to come up with something in terms of the next stimulus package, which we absolutely have to have, and trying to have their own, let's say, ideology in the whole thing. And remember, their ideology is basically wedded to the immoral concept that rich white men have to be at the top of the economic ladder. So that's where they're having all this trouble in here. But the HEROES Act with Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats that was passed 2 months ago, and the Republicans have come up with nothing. They're up on a hard deadline. They don't know what to do, and they're fighting amongst each other. Just pass the HEROES Act and move on. So the HEROES Act basically gives money to state and local governments, was absolutely vital. It extends the unemployment benefits of the 600 and also has a stimulus check in there somewhere. And for all of those who say, oh, the extended $600, can't have that because people aren't going to want to work. Well, an analysis was done by the Department of Labor for the May and June employment figures, saying that basically it had no effect on either people coming to new jobs or leaving jobs. And again, remember, this is what is keeping people in their house, keeping people from not being thrown out in the streets, keeping people being able to eat. Let's just say that there will be no food insecurity, and that they can, let's just say, cars aren't going to be repossessed because people are going to pay for their cars. So a lot of things. And it's helping keep businesses. Also, there was money in there for the PPP. What else was in there? Some money in there for the post office so that we can have mail-in balloting, because this thing is getting worse as opposed to getting better. And here's the thing. The Republicans can't come up with anything. A lot of their senators are in trouble. A lot of their representatives are in trouble. They could lose the Senate. That might be the only thing that they could keep. And the senators that are in trouble need to have all of the aspects of the HEROES Act in there so they could say that they're doing everything for the American people to get over to get over the economic insecurity that's going on right now as we fight the pandemic. So my analysis is, hey, just pass the HEROES Act. Let's just move on and get it over with, because every single thing that's in the HEROES Act is going to help the average American. And anything that the Republicans are going to come up with, and they haven't come up with anything really yet, is not going to help the average American or the American people. And the Republicans need this because there is a vote coming up, and if they don't, let's just say, pass something that is equivalent to the HEROES Act, it's going to take all of them down. It may not help them anyway, but it's the only thing that they can have that can closely resemble what they can say that they're truly trying to help the American people. So, call it a different name, but pass the exact same thing. Let's move on. They have to do this. And it's going to hurt everyone if they can't come up with something equivalent to the HEROES Act.